Chama Wingapo, y'all. Chama Chess Chame. Make it look halfway decent over here. All right, we're going to continue back on the Carolina surnames where we left off after we were rudely interrupted. Let's see if I can find them. I hope you guys are up and awake on this. Hey, Lance, on this Saturday. Y'all know I don't be on here on Saturday much. Halito. So, you guys, I know a lot of y'all know that there's been people who have been slandering me and trying to spiritually attack me. And I just watched one of the videos, and it's hilarious, you guys. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And she's probably gotten the most views that she has gotten on her channel from that video that she wants to slander me and disrespect me and talk about she's not gonna say my name. Okay, Maisha, we know who you are. Maisha Lynn or whatever your name is. You can say my name. You scared to say my name? Yes, Lewis. The girl that was on here the other time, you remember? Calling me a Zionist shill and saying anti-Semitic things. Okay. What does that got to do with the Indians? What does that got to do with Indian country, girl? Claiming that she's claiming that she's the real Powhatan. She's a real Powhatan and I'm not, and she can't even pronounce Powhatan. And I'm supposedly, yeah, she can't even pronounce Powhatan. And I'm teaching you guys the wrong language, which nobody's forcing anybody to take the class. If you want to take it, you can take it. It doesn't make sense. And I work for the Rothschilds. That's what she's claiming. Do I look like I work for the Rothschilds? Yeah, people who know me know how broke I am and how much I sacrificed to put a lot of this information. If I was working for them, but I would be living like Beyonce or whoever she claiming I'm related to. It doesn't make you guys. You see the realness. It doesn't make any logical sense what she's saying. And research what she's saying. Thank you, King. But I'm just trying to get that out the way because it's this person keeps attacking me and they're acting like a stan because I didn't respond to an IG message. Which those on IG know I'm barely on IG, so I didn't even know she messaged me. So we're gonna get into these. I'm just loading up. I'm just because it's been a topic and people really trying to slander me and trying to stop me from helping you guys clearly because that person isn't giving you guys any information that's gonna be valuable to you and your family and help you on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't. She's basically telling you guys not to do your genealogy. But her genealogy leads to the Shawnee, not to the Powhatan. Okay, so that's not making sense. Thank you. Y'all, you keep researching on your own. Don't take any, like I keep telling y'all, don't take what I'm saying as gold because it's not. It's just my opinion based on my research. So you got to do your own research. Right? The people who know me know I'm Powhatan. I'm from where I'm from. I'm from Caroline County. I'm from King William County. That's where all my family's from. From Charles City. From all these places where all the Indians were. Okay, and we're clearly documented as free people of color over there. So I'm trying to get y'all, just trying to make conversation when I get my computer loaded so we can get back to the list. I think we left off on the G's. Am I correct? Do any of you guys remember where we left off? On O's good? Well, I'll find it for you guys. This is my computer's just being slow. The weather is pretty bad in Virginia. It's right now. It's just getting a little sunny. So my connection's been bad. It should have been loaded. It took me like 30 minutes to get this computer internet working. Yeah, we're in the Carolinas. So it's starting from back in 1719, 1790 right now. You said you used to live around my area. Yes, I still live in Powhatan territory in Virginia. Can I start with the G's? Um, if we already done it, I'll go back on it. But I'm gonna go. We're gonna keep going, looping around back to Virginia soon, so we can get some of those things out the way, and hopefully it'll break some brick walls from you guys. He said colonization is exposed. I guess people exposing themselves because if you research this person is saying I'm as shrill and whatever those I don't know what the CNN terms that she's using, Zionist, and these anti-Semitic words, but she was married to a European man. So how am I doing all these things? And no offense to people who interracial date. I live in Northern Virginia, the capital of interracial dating. I have family members who interracial date. I have no problem with that. But why is somebody calling me fake and a sellout? And you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hypocritical. I definitely had no problem with people loving or doing what they want to do. Yes, peace to you, peace American. I just found you on Facebook, your channel, American. I mean your page on Facebook. I just liked it. Yes, everything is educational purposes, and we as adults, and some of y'all kids, I know some of teenagers watching. You know not to take everything as for face value and to do your own research and don't trust anybody's word, not even your own thoughts, because you're gonna have to. You might think a certain way, but you have to go back and research it for yourself. Seriously. All right, I'm trying to get these pages loaded for you guys. I don't wasted time on that. Y'all got any questions before I start getting back into the list? Yeah, please follow Americans' YouTube and their Facebook, their Facebook page. You said the American had a YouTube. I found the Facebook. Yeah, Lewis, I just found the Facebook. I don't know if you just put your Facebook up. People cap because they get into their feeling. Exactly. People stand and acting like Stan. I'm saying I'm too good to respond to IG messages or whatever it's called. That's how much I'm not on IG. I mean DMs. I don't even know what's called. But they expect you to take all this hate and be quiet about it, and everybody's saying, "Well, you got to be the bigger person." Not if somebody slander you. And you know, slander has legal implications as well. But we're not even gonna go into that. You can't just go around slander. And she's trying to say she is my name. That's not even my real name. Who's really stupid enough to think that's my real surname? Come on now. And she's mixing the she with the Cheyenne or Xi'an, spelled Xian of China. It's a whole totally different. They're not the she of Mexico. It's a totally different. And if she was really Powhatan, she would know all this stuff. It doesn't make any sense what she's saying. He said, I know my great grandma's name on my mom's side. Your great great. That's a good. You starting your genealogy? I'm sorry, guys. I got my contacts in today. Peace and light vibrations. Salute. Thank you. I got my tobacco candle lit. I'm trying to get in a positive space. I watched the video before I got on live, so that's why I'm even speaking about it. Because y'all know I don't hold my tongue about anything. The fact that the fact that people are upset with me trying to help you guys do your own genealogy, that doesn't even make sense, and know about yourself. Just really think about that. Ain't nobody gonna take my word. Like people are gonna take my word to the bank. People know who they are. People know who their family are, and they're gonna do their own research for themselves. So it's really silly. It could be because otherwise, why would that person come and interrupt a video that had nothing to do with what she's talking about, and it's about helping you guys break down these brick walls. It doesn't make any sense. Hey, Purple Lady. Yeah, so y'all just think about what's going on. This is not the first person to do this. All right. Who knows the best DNA test? Do your research on DNA tests too. It's a lot of faulty things with it. It's not the best thing to do. But like for people who are adopted or people who are really set on doing it, you need to research how to get them to destroy your information and to destroy your sample after you get the results if you really want to go do that. And probably 23andMe is the best one to do that because they do analysis on your actual health and things like that. But y'all know how I feel about them DNA tests. If you absolutely have to do it, you got to make sure you do it right and make sure they destroy your stuff and they don't keep your DNA on file. So, all right, I'm trying to load this other thing and it's not working. Well, some of the tribes do accept DNA testing with genealogy. That's why it's important to do your genealogy if you're actually interested in that. And that's not for everybody. Yes, I'm talking about Shanti, Shakti, Maisha, whatever her name is. I can't pronounce it. Yeah. So that's why, if you were interested in that or you were interested in creating your own tribe with descendants from that tribe, that's why I mean, not DNA, that's why genealogy is important. So you would have the genealogy and the historical proof that you are and your family is from that nation and you can create another tribe. And really, that's one of the things they don't want us to do. They really don't want us to do that. And you see I'm getting attacked from helping you guys do genealogy. And you see people like Phoenix Moon is getting attacked from helping you guys do your genealogy and know your history. So, and there's other people who are being attacked as well. So I'm gonna just load this on my other page because it's not. My browser's acting up, you guys. It's the storm. So let me go Coastal Carolina. So we're going on Coastal Carolina Indians.com. Did I spell that right? Yeah, interesting. Lewis, that's why I tell y'all know I tell y'all to do your own research. Do your own research. Everybody is out here to help each other and help their family, and we're trying to get into a positive state and try to get our community into to get a community basically because we're all pretty much scattered. We have different ideology, different um, just thoughts about things. That's why the genealogy and the bloodlines is what ties us together. You might be related to someone who has a totally different ideology from you, but y'all family. Blood and DNA is safe, and we should keep it to ourselves. I mean, yeah, but some people want the results. The thing is, some people want to connect with their cousins and other people so they can get more information on their genealogy. Yeah, yeah, it is sacred. Your bloodlines are sacred. Your bloodlines are sacred. Okay, so I'm gonna go back down here. Remember we did Gates. Did we do Gates? Gates County, OCO. Did Gates County? Let me go down and see. Okay, we did Gates. We did Halifax. I remember we did Halifax. I think that was the last one. No, we did Hartford. I remember that. So we're gonna start with Hyde County. In Hyde County, that has the side notes about the Matamusket Reservation because that was a prominent tribe there. And Hyde County is on the coastline, so the Croatan and those people, the Pamlico, were over there. You stop at Carteret's. No, I think I went back to Carteret because my cousin Donnie had asked about somebody going there. So we're going to go to Hyde. And it's talking, on the side note, this talks about Madamusket Indian Reservation. Location was on the eastern side of the Lake Madamusket on the Pamlico Sound. How about Burton? Um, I'm not sure. I think that might have been a Virginia one. That's why we're going to have to go back to Virginia again because it's a lot of surnames that came out of there. And from squinting, I'm telling y'all, I don't have my glasses on. I have my contacts, and they're not. I need to get a new prescription. Okay, so the first surname is Boston, and then there's Nathan Brown, Sarah Chance, Jeremiah Johnston with a T, Johnston, Elizabeth Powers, Thomas Ross. And that was it. It's pretty small. So I'm gonna explain again. This list for Coastal Carolina Indians is their database for known Indian families, the ones that were known at that time and free at that time. That's not everybody who was Indian in the area. This is just their database, and they said they're constantly updating it. So, okay, now we're in Jones County. Yeah, thank you. Hit the like button, you guys. Share it out right now because other people, especially being Saturday, other people might not have a notification for it. They might be busy. Send it, share it out, and so that other people can jump on and see it right now. You said your mother's maiden name is Bethune, and she was born in Lynch, Kentucky. Um, Bethune. There's a what is that lady's name? Mary Bethune in Carolina. Um, Mrs. Red-tailed Fox uh, did a thing with her last year. I'm sorry, my brain is scattered. So her and her son Tavis Sanders, they did an interview with they did a presentation about her last year and her Indian roots. So Bethune, yeah, she is indigenous. Okay, so we're in Jones County. There's no notes for this one, and I'm just going to go and read the names on here. Abram Connor, John Connor, Mark Connor, Isaac Ives, spelled Ives, and plus one white female. And if you were on yesterday, was that yesterday? No, the Thursday. I went over the fact that a lot of these indigenous men were married to European women, and especially in Carolina, they were more lax with interracial marriages and, people living together more so than Virginia. Okay, Hardy Jones, Jacob Jones, James Jones, Alicia Morgan, and David Robinson. Good afternoon. Oh, you didn't miss much. You just missed me ranting. So I just started the list. We only did two counties so far, Hyde and Jones County. Freedmen, I haven't seen Freedmen on here yet, but I know Freedmen's are related to the indigenous families. Do you think some of the marriages were contracts in servitude? I believe a lot they did meet when they were in servitude or slavery. I believe they did meet the European women who were also in servitude and slavery. And once they became free, they got married. So it was, it's the women that they married, they were not from like high ranking families. They're just regular average women. So it's not like they married European princesses or whatever. But some of the men were chiefs and things like that. Where did you find the records? I know my third great grandma was born in South Carolina. Well, I'm on coastalcarolinaindians.com. We're going to cover other sources as well, but today we're just trying to get through that list. Marriage contracts, yeah. Yep. Lancaster. We're gonna get to Lancaster soon. Yeah, we said Jones and White, Purple Lady. We said that. We just said Jones. Jones was in Jones County. I don't know if his name after the Joneses or not, but all right. Now we're in Martin County, so we're getting down close to Lancaster, and it says known Indian surnames Jack for the Tuscarora. Thank you. Hit the like button, you guys. This surname shows up on Indian Woods deed as Tuscarora. And if those for those who missed the other video, the Indian Woods reservation was basically land that was deeded to the Tuscarora, several families within the Tuscarora. So they had the land, actual land deed to it, which is a little bit different than some of these other reservations. And the reason why some of the other reservations were sold off and stolen like they were. But the Tuscarora actually had a land deed, and they're in deed book M for the Carolina records. And also, it says 1766 Tuscarora land leases. So they were leasing the land that they had on deed, they were leasing it out to Europeans. So this is a little note, and I'm not even, are any of you guys informed on the current state of the Tuscarora tribe? Do they still own this land? Okay, thank you, Sheba. Any Greenwood County? I don't even, we didn't get to that yet. This is from the 1790 list, so maybe Greenwood County didn't exist yet. So all these surnames are the known Indian families in 1790. And we're going to start back in Martin County. So Zachariah Archer, and he has one white female in his household. So he's married to a European woman. Nancy Bingall, spelled like Bing, the search engine, Bingall. John Braveboy and his mother is documented. So I know a lot of people descend from John Braveboy or Bradby. Bradby and Braveboy are from the same family in Virginia, and they descend from, I believe, the Pamunkeys, the Sapani. There's a whole bunch of tribes of people that had intermarried. The Nansemons. Greetings. Hey, Shakur. I haven't seen you in a minute. Haven't seen you on here in a minute. All right, Anthony Burroughs. Jack Butlers, and spelled with two T's. Willie Comanche, and that looks like a Sioux name, Comanche. It's like a Comanche kind of. Hannah Fortune, and Fortune is a known Pamunkey or Powhatan surname as well. William Fortune. You said your great grandmother is Nancy Wade in 1790. Okay, we might get to her on here because the Carolinas were all together, at least documented around this time. Amy Hogan, Butler's Jack, Benjamin James, Richard Jones, I got another Jones, James McDaniels, and we talked about the mix too. Um, People getting their names from the Scottish names and for commerce and things like that. So you guys can look that up. And Mick means son of, so this person is son of Daniels. It doesn't mean that they are of Scottish descent. They just took that surname for business and commerce and legal reasons. So, Mark Murray, John Stafford, Penny Turner, and Mary Walden, spelled Waldon. Walden. All right, so now we're going to get into the infamous Northampton County. Northampton County is very rich in Indigenous history, and a lot of the families moved down there from Virginia. What are some good genealogy websites? Start with the basics, the Ancestry.com, Heritage Quest, FamilySearch.org. All of that has our information. You just got to know how to search for it. Yes, we're in Northampton County. So, oh, there's also one called, I think it's, oh my goodness, I can't remember this. If you search it, search Native Genealogy Project. I think that's the name of her project. This young lady who's been working on that. But she has a lot of information about these families, the Evans, the Basses, the Gibsons, the Browns, all these different families are on her page. So if you search, I know we don't like the term Native American, but if you search, that's how you get the search engines. If you search Native American genealogy or genealogy project, her page usually comes up, and you'll find all these surnames. So if you hear your name on here, it's good to do your own extensive research on these surnames and match your own genealogy and your own family to them. Don't just take the words of these people or me or anybody else. Okay, so let me read the side notes on known Indian surnames. So they mentioned Bass being of Nansemond and Chawano descent, and Chawano is from the Carolinas, and Nansemond is from Virginia. So, like I said, a lot of these families migrated down to Virginia, and they mixed with the Carolina families. Hey, I'm glad you caught me too. Nice to see you on here. Okay, so it says, see the Bible record of John Bass of Chowan County for more information. So we had covered some of that before in the last time. John Bass married, oh, this is this weird writing. It's in Old English. John Bass married your daughter by the name of Elizabeth Holly Baptism, and in a holy matrimony year on the day of 14 August in the year of the blessed Lord 1638. And Edward Bass, son of Nathaniel and Mary Bass, unregistered by the Spirit, unregenerated, I'm sorry, by the Spirit of God, took in marriage one virtuous Indian maiden by the Christian name of Mary Tucker, and went on to live amongst the Chowanoks in Carolina in 1644. And he went in years later to pursue the trade, and not in 1644. Oh, Joyce. Okay. All right. Nice to see you, Joyce. All right. Mitchell is another surname from the Tuscarora. Oh, Joyce, we did see your surname, I guess your husband's surname on here. The Cheatham is on this list. I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. Mitchell is a Tuscarora surname, excuse me. The surname shows up in Indian Woods deeds. So important, if you're of some of these surnames, like Mitchell, it's important to get that Indian Woods deed so you can have that. Oh, love you too. Hi dear. Hi Joyce. All right, and then Bertie County has these names in their deed book M as well, if you want to get that. All right, and then they also in the land leagues of 17, the land leases, I'm sorry, of 1766. All right, so let's get into this one. I see a lot of Basses and Ortiz on here. Okay, Arthur Allen, Jeremiah Anderson, George Ortiz, Abraham Ortiz, Silas Banks. Now I know we know a lot of people with these surnames. Council Bass, and this person had two slaves, and then his these free Indians, they had slaves too, and sometimes these were family members, and even if they weren't family members, they were not treated the same way that other people treated their slaves, because culturally that it wasn't really appropriate unless the person was an enemy. You didn't treat them, torture them. Oops, my battery's running down. John Brown. Let me plug y'all in. It's going to be jiggling for a second. John Brown, Robert Brown, Arthur Bird, Cornette Bird, Nathan Bird, Phil Bird, Ruth Bird, Bird Cornett. I'm assuming that's the same Cornett Bird. And in this documentation, it says he has three slaves. Canon Cumbo, and Cumbo family is very notorious in Indian country. Charity Cunningham, William Dales, Daniel Demory, it's spelled like memory, Demory, Jarrett Dobby, Robert Fuller, Ezekiel Groves, Edward Harris, John Hancock. You said you had Bird. Yeah, a lot of the birds in Virginia are related to William Byrd and his indigenous wife. And then some of the Nottoway took on that surname who don't have any blood with William Byrd either. Edward Harris, I already said that. John Hathcock, Reuben Hathcock, Newman Hathcock, Jeremiah Hawley, spelled Hawley, Ason, spelled Ason, Howell. Sheba, why you keep retracting stuff? I can't read what you're saying. You said keep up with the instructions. You found another family name of Evans in Charlottesville. Oh, good. I'm glad you kept going at it, Joyce. Um, okay, Jeremiah James, Jesse James. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I was trying to read what you're saying, Sheba, but you keep retracting it. It's okay if you misspelled something, forgot a word. It's all right. We all do it. I know I do it all the time. David James plus two slaves. And this person's name is just Jubbalog. Jubbalog. I'm not sure if that's indigenous or what. Yes, it mentions the tribes. Like I said, they were talking about the Nansemond and the Tuscarora on the side note. Jubbalog is spelled, or Jubbalo is spelled Jubalough. Lemon land, like the land you stand on, plus one white female. Littleton Manley, William Manley, Christo Manuel. Yeah, we said Butler. Butler. I think that was yesterday. Joyce Mitchell. Good afternoon. Hey, Robert. John Morgan, Mark Morgan, William Morgan, Moses Newsom, Amos Newsom, Booth Newsom, James Newsom, Nathaniel Newsom. Is just spelled Nathl. They kind of shorten it. Um, Obadiah Plumley, and it's spelled Plumbly. Hardy Mon, Hardimon. What's it called? Pau Thresia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Poythreas. You said you need Nash County. Yeah, Nash County should be coming up. Newsom, like the California governor, really? I don't know. Well, you know, a lot of them they mixed down the line somewhere, or a person could have borrowed that name, like we talked about. And this person's just spelled it. They have a brother, Odam Polythreas, and it's Poythreas. Yeah, please look at the older videos. And I'm gonna do some more genealogy. I need to be focusing on that a little bit more because it's really helping people. And that's the whole point of me putting up a YouTube page to help people. To borrow it and never. You already know that's what they do. But when we ask for it back, they call it Indian give, right? Right? You said your grandmother says she's Cherokee. Oh, that's wonderful. It's wonderful when the elders remember and they pass that information along. We can't just, a lot of us, we know that we kind of brush things to the side that our elders say, but we got to really look into it and research it and research it to find them to be telling the truth, not to be a liar like I did. I tried to research to call my great grandmother a liar, and I found out she knew a whole lot more than I thought she did. So I was totally wrong. I was completely wrong for that. So now, basically, I had for the last couple of years, I've been researching all the information she told me, the family members, and she has been spot on. So I've been doing my genealogy since 2006. You said Indian agent turned into superintendent, then governor. Well, y'all know a lot of the Indian agents were the Scots Irish that came over here that kind of got in good and learned the language and intermarried with the families. And they got the job Indian agent because they knew the language and they played the liaison between the Europeans and the Indians, and they got people to sign all these crazy treaties, and that's how a lot of land was lost. If y'all go research that, research the Scots, especially during through the Carolines, the Scots and the Irish. And then there's also a show called Outlander. If you look at season 4 of Outlander, they basically show you what the Scots did coming over here. Just started building and trading. And one of the Scots on there, he actually got initiated into the Mohawk tribe. If y'all watch that show, it's a really good show. Um, if you look at it, it looked exactly like a gang initiation. They basically beat him into the Mohawk tribe. He had to fight this whole line of Mohawk warriors, and he fought and he stayed up on his feet, and they respected him for that, and they made him a Mohawk, and that's how a lot of the Scots and the Irish got to become Indians. So y'all research that too. You said you just started watching. It's really good. I had to go back and watch season 1 because I started from season 4. What's the show you name? Outlander. So Outlander, it's on. I think it's on Netflix. It's on Amazon Prime. It's on a whole lot, a bunch of things. I think it's originally Showtime. It's either Showtime or Stars. So, anyways, we're gonna get back to the list because I just digressed. Ellis Roberts, James Roberts and Two Slaves, James Roberts Jr., John Roberts, Jonathan Roberts, William Roberts, David Scott, Hardy Scott, Isaac Scott, Randall Scott, Sal Scott, Stephen Scott, Sterling Scott. And there's Christo Stewart, Peter Stewart and 5 slaves, Alan Tabon, Tabon, Isaac Tabon, Nathan Tabon, Drury Tan, John Walden. Oh, I got a donation. Thank you. Who donated? Let me see. Can give you a shout out. Thank you, Joy. You said thank you for sharing your knowledge so much. Appreciated. Thank you, Joy. Thank you. You've been very supportive. You said Ned, Lucy, Donnie, Ned, what? Does that ring? Oh, you're talking to her. Okay, sorry. Peace, Julian. How are you? All right, so Jewelry Tan, spelled D. Y'all, my accent a little country. It's spelled D, not with a J. It's spelled Dury. Tan, with 2 N's. Tan. Yes, Bird is. Yeah, you know, Bird is via Virginia too. John Walden, Michael Walden, and Dury Walden, and Ann Wells. So that was, what county was that? That was the infamous Northampton County. Yeah, the movie Gangs of New York. Yeah, you're right. It showed how the immigrants came in and kind of blended in too, right? I haven't still haven't seen the whole Gangs of New York yet. I gotta go watch it. All right, we're going to go to Onslow County, and hopefully we're going to finish that list out in a little bit. And this has a lot of the combos I see in Freeman. You guys are asking for Freeman. So these are the historical Indian communities and the known Indian surnames and the people's names of this county. Reuben Cumbo, Solomon Cumbo. I know a lot of y'all descend from Solomon. Stephen Cumbo, Deck Davis, Virgil Dry, and one white woman. Roger Freeman, Samuel Freeman, Jacob Hayes, spelled Hays. Jim Boy, that's his only name, spelled Gemboy. You said what? Onslow County. Stephen Jones, Miley. It's just Miley. That's it. Milley. Yes, Onslow with a W. Slow, slow, Onslow. Charles Perry, Coppola Perry, James Sweet. Sweet or Sweat. Sweet and Sweat are the same families. And they come from via Virginia. Uh, yeah, no problem. All right. So we're in Pasquotank County. Let me slow myself down. Trying to read y'all comments. You said anybody last name Pipes Taylor Ray in the South. Yeah, I'm related to the Taylors. We mentioned the Taylors yesterday in North Carolina too, so you might want to go watch that video. All right, we're in Pasquotank. I'm sorry, I gotta slow down again. County. Known Indian surnames Mitchell of the Tuscarora. These Mitchells got around. They in almost every county. Y'all see that? Greetings. It says this surname shows up on the Indian Woods deed as Tuscarora, and it's in the Birdie deed book file M. You said spell it? Okay, give me a second. Pasquotank. Pasco tank. It's a Powhatan word. Tank in the Powhatan language means little. It's ironic that Sanger Tank is small dude. But I'm just saying. That's how I remember it. Because Tank is pretty short. I mean, he's still fine, but he's short. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying. That's how I remember Tank means little in Powhatan. All right. So we're going to get back to this list. That got me cutting up. Robert Bowe, Tulo, Bowe, John Brown. He said, quote, a tank. Don't even get into the other stuff with tank. I'm not even getting into that. That's his business. Look, right when we're talking about the tank, this person's name is Dick. It is quoted free. So it's just free Dick. Okay, anyway, let me move on. Y'all got me cutting up today. Um, I'm serious. Y'all can go on the website and look at the list. It's coastalcarolinaindians.com. Susanna Everton, Charles Hunt, Solomon James, Daniel Lister. It's spelled Lister. Y'all stop laughing at Free Dick. Stop laughing at him. Hey, he was a free man, okay? Anyways, Rachel Mitchell, Will Morris, and he was free too. And it's spelled different. It's spelled Morriss. So it's two S's. I mean, it's two R's. I don't know. I don't know how to spell Morris properly. Samuel Overton, Joshua Samson without the P, Samson. Y'all still laughing? Thomas Sylvester, Charles Turner. It is funny. That's why I'm laughing too. Dempsey Turner, Sylvanus Turner, and spelled Sylvanus. And this person was free. Quotes. I mean, all of them were free, so I don't know why they specified certain people being free. Um, y'all keep asking me if I'm married every video. I'm not married, but I'm in a relationship. Y'all keep asking me every video, am I married? Yeah, hit the like button, you guys. Share it out right now so people can get on Saturday. They can actually get into their genealogy work and have some little bit of time to do that if they're not working today. Um, you said I should be married. Oh. And the last one is Winfried Wilbury, and it's spelled Wimbery. You said you had to step away. Which county we're in now? We're in Pasquotank. Pasquotank. Thank you. All right, so we're in Perquimans County. What's another Powhatan word? Perquimans. Yes, you spelled it right, Sheba. Have you done Laurels County? I don't think Laurels County existed at this time because we're in 1790. So, uh, this is this is all they got. We're almost done with this list. You said he better hurry up and try to make a tribe with you. You better stop. Okay, but there's only a few people, and it's mostly the Overtons in this Paraquemons County. Winfried Ashburn, Limel Overton, Parthenia or Parthena Overton. Yeah, she said hit the like button. I hit on her. Silly. Rachel Overton and Samuel Overton. So it's four Overtons. So Overtons in that county were Indians, known Indian families. Now Pitt County only has one person, and that's William Pilgreen, spelled Pilgreen. Tyrell County, I know a couple of y'all got ancestors in Tyrell County. Now they have a little side note here. It said for known Indian surnames, Pierce Machipongo. Are you and Phoenix Moon blood relatives? I know that's random. Yes, we are cousins. We're related down the line. We relate on several lines, actually. Yes, me and Phoenix are related. You said it's random. Why do you think we're related? I mean, why would you randomly think that? That's funny. You said you found Overton on your father's side? Okay, so maybe today, maybe to help you break some brick walls or help you not have some brick walls, just having this information to come back to. You said if you could, you hit the like button 1,000 times. That's so nice. Thank you. Just share it out. Just share it out then 1,000 times so more people can see it. Yeah, we covered Hyde County. I can go back up for you. I'm gonna go back up for you in a second after I finish. This is the last. Let me see. Yeah, Tyrell County is the last one on here. 1790. You say your folks from Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm gonna read these notes for you. Yeah, it says Madam Musket. So it says Pierce is Machipongo surname, and it quotes the following is from Remnants of the Machipongo Indians of North Carolina by Frank G. Speck in 1916. And now, those who don't know who Frank G. Speck is, you do some research. He was a very pivotal researcher within American Indian history. He was encouraging tribes to come back, to claim their heritage. This is a European man. So they didn't really like him because he was encouraging people to claim their Indian roots and to reform a lot of these tribes and keep these tribes together, and to not sell off reservation land or to keep the reservation land that they have. And he wrote a lot of books, which were very controversial at the time, documenting our heritage and the history, the last bit of history that was very genuine and pure at the time. So this is for his book from 1716, and it says, "quote A visit to their old home, however, and persistent inquiry among the settlers of Albemarle, I always y'all know I mispronounced that one, and Pamlico sounds brought to knowledge a few individuals who are descended from Indians who came originally from the Pongo River near Matamusket Lake, Hyde County. These are evidently remnants of the Machipongo tribe who have left their name to the Pongo River. Those whom I met traced their descent from one Israel Pierce, who was known as a Pongo River Indian." And like we were saying the last yesterday, a lot of the Indians got when they converted to Christianity, they got a lot of their names from the Bible as well. Yeah. Okay. And then it says Will is a Chowan surname, a known Indian Chowan surname. And they quote from one of the deeds. Deed from James Bennett, Thomas Hitler, James Bearley, Jeremiah Ruffin, John Robbins, John Redding, Hull Will, Indians of Chowan Precinct of the county of Abe Marley, I'm sorry. To Thomas Garrett of the same precinct and county for land in the Chowan precinct, part of a patent dated 1724 on Gum Bridge bordering Captain Aaron Blanshard's, full description is not disclosed, on 7th April 1734. Witness is Mitchell Ward, Henry Hill. All grantors side with a mark except Hull Wills. Now, Hull Wills, meaning that he signed his name and he knew how to read and write and spell, and he was literate. So most people who were not literate just signed with the X. But if you spelled your name out, that showed on documentation that you were literate. And it doesn't mean, at this time, it doesn't mean people are stupid or anything because they were not literate, because it wasn't necessary to be literate like it is today. But it's just showing you that Will Hall's, he was a person who knew how to read, basically. You said Pamlico Sound is my people's waters. Okay. So do you find Gentry or Smith and Virginia? Yeah, we found Smith, Nicole. We found Smith in there. Both Virginia and North Carolina. You said, wow, that's cool. I only asked because I seen where you had addressed her as being your cousin. I heard you refer to her as being her cousin. And her, yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, but people, you said what? Yeah, yeah, no, we don't want to make a big deal of that. You said English is probably wasn't our language. Yeah, of course it wasn't our language. Of course that they, didn't have a written language like that. So there was no need to really be literate in English unless you're doing business. So that says a lot about Will Halls too. He probably was a good businessman. You see, he's selling land, so he probably had a little bit of money. So people from that family. Y'all still laughing on here? Okay, so we're gonna get into Tyrell County. We're gonna get into names. So it says Philip Biffins, Biffins. This is free colored by his name. All of them say free colored. So by their name, but these were known Indian families. What was the writer's name again? This is not a. This is actual official documents of the Carolinas from 1790, and this is on coastalcarolinaindians.com, 1790 coastal Indian database. So these are actually official documents. It's not like a book or something. You said you wish you could hit the like button. So y'all making me feel so good today. I feel like what I'm doing is really helping you guys. So that's the whole point. Helping you help yourself, not telling y'all who you are and what you need to do. Y'all know what to do. Y'all know who you are. And no problem, no problem. Okay, I'm about to do Tyrell. I keep delaying this. All right, so I said Philip Biffins, Bridget Bryan, John Dempsey, William Foster, Israel Pierce, and we just saw him on the document as a Pongo River Indian or Machipongo. Thomas Pierce, one of his relatives. Jacob Simpson, Redden Simpson, and it's spelled Reddd, three D's, IN. Elizabeth Will, and she's related to Hull Wills. So you see how the spelling, like I said, the spelling is a little off. So he has the S on there, she doesn't have the S, but it's still the same family. So if you guys are doing your research and you see that, you have to check and make sure that this is the same family. Hey, Tony. You said, I wish finding my mom's side of the family was easy as my dad's side. I'm so discouraged. Don't be discouraged. I know what a lot of the times it's hard to find the mating names and this and that, but if you're looking for stuff on your mom, you can go look through her brothers, her male siblings. If you have a hard time looking for a mother, you can look through your uncles. So look through the male siblings sometimes. They will have on their like the draft records. If you look on fold3.com, which has helped me break some barriers down. They have a lot of information on the males who were involved in. Yeah, don't get discouraged. You're right. Don't just get discouraged. You're right, Yardy. But yeah, look on Fold3. You gotta look like if you're getting stuck, you can't just focus on that one person. You're gonna have to look at their siblings, their cousins. You might even look at their aunts. You're gonna have to look at other people on the tree, not just your direct descendants. That's something that I had to learn myself. He said, "Are you gonna cover Orangeburg and Marion, South Carolina?" Yes. So we're gonna carry all. It seems with the Carolinas, it's a whole lot of information. So we're still stuck in 1790 at this point when it's the Carolinas. It's not North and distinctively North and South Carolina. You said you might have siblings with different dad. You will still find information on the mom. You can still find information on the mom. Okay. So I left off with Elizabeth Wills, Jack Williams, and Jane Volvoye. Volvove. I'm gonna spell it Vollovay. Kind of butcher that. Yeah, I think we did Brunswick. So we're down. We already did all the way down to the T's. We did alphabetical order of the counties of the Carolinas in 1790. Let's see what you said. You said I happy and never give up. Yeah, I had the same thing before because sometimes, like I said, the information you're getting from these elders and stuff, you gotta research it. Because I had gotten some information about one ancestor, and people were saying that she was from Africa and she was a slave, but she was born 30 years after emancipation, and her family ended up being the Brooks, which were free people of color in King and Queen County, Virginia. They were not African slaves. She definitely wasn't because she was born after slavery. So you got to investigate. So even the stuff your elders are telling you, you got to investigate and find proof to what they're saying too. But always consider what they're saying. Don't just brush them off, like I said earlier, because they have wisdom to what they're saying. They just might have got confused sometimes. But now the ones that be saying they Cherokee and all this, I don't think that they're confused about that. What'd you say? Is there a Whitner Minor in Gillum and Berry, South Carolina? I don't think we've gotten to that yet. Bolivar County. I don't know if that existed. Let me go back up here. No, we have Buford, we have Bertie, and that's it in the bees. So this is 1790. They might not have existed yet. Yeah, you said Amerique. He said they can also do driver's license, birth, death certificate, military records, and court papers. Right. So it's good to go into the courthouses too. Like if you really that bad, you're gonna have to take a trip. If you really can't find information, everything is not online. And most genealogies say 80%, they say 80% of your genealogy is not going to be found online. So you're going to have to go to these libraries. Even if you live in a different state, it still might be good to go to the library of the state that you're in and get help with their genealogy resources. And they can also order microfilm into the library that they're at. So you might not have to physically go to, like if you're in California, you might be able to go to your library to get information. In Virginia, you don't have to come all the way over to Virginia to get the information. The librarian can order the microfilm to borrow it so that you can see it where you're at. Okay, hope you understand that. You guys got any more questions? You said your mom was born in Mexico. She was given away at birth, so we have no info to go on for her or her siblings. Well, now I know on Ancestry.com, a lot of the international records are opening up. Also, the National Archives have a lot of international records too, especially dealing with Mexico and the Caribbean. You might be able to find some information on her. And if all else fail, like we were talking earlier, you might want to do your research first, do the DNA testing for that purpose, but make sure that they destroy your DNA and your information on file, okay, so that you'll be protected legally, and whatever reason you don't want them to use all your stuff for research either. But that's the last resort thing, especially dealing with adoptions. But I would try to look at those archives first. You said Copeland. Do we call Skeleton? I haven't seen Skeleton yet, personally. You said the Mormons. Yeah, the Mormons have a lot of the microfilm, and a lot of it's stored in Salt Lake City and in Maryland and other places where there's a lot of Mormons. Okay. So let me try to get. I had this whole page set up for you guys, but it's not working. Let's see if I can get it working. Oh, it's so crazy. Yeah, because y'all know I got distracted the other day now, so everything's all messed up. All, all what? What y'all arguing about now? You said Gullah Geechee people can have both Indian and African ancestry, but tribes are American. Yeah, that's true. I agree with what she's saying. That's why I'm telling everyone you got to do your own research. You got to do your own research about who you and your family is. Don't just assume anything. You thought about going down to Mexico and see if you can find something because I really don't trust the DNA. Do you speak Spanish? I mean, I wouldn't do it unless you personally speak fluent Spanish because you don't know how other people, they might be lazy, they might not be looking at the things that you kind of, well, that's good enough to try. I would do my research before, set up, organize all your stuff that you already have and set up a research plan before you plan your trip, so you know exactly what you need to look for. Try to familiarize yourself with those records in Spanish as much as you can before you go down there, because I know that's you're spending a lot of money and time. So let's see if I can get this working. It's still not working. I had a whole bunch of stuff for you guys, and it's still not working. You said the area's pretty. Oh yeah, I know they kidnapping people and stuff because they got all the cartel wars going on down there. You gotta be safe. You definitely gotta be safe going down there. Yeah, but you guys got to do your own research. Even like she said, the tribes are tribes. They're not a race. So people might, like I told y'all about the Scottish guy that was jumped into the Mohawk tribe. Things like that really happen. So somebody might be a full-blooded Scottish man, but he's a Mohawk. You get what I'm saying? So you got to do your own personal research. But that the person's still a Mohawk, if that makes any sense or not. It's not like they paid to be in the tribe. And that's a whole nother subject. Quick question: when did the Africans come here to be slaves? Ooh, that's a whole nother video too. Um, from what I've seen on the records, I mean they're telling us 16, what are they telling us, 1619, but there was nobody documented in 1619. They were only documented in 1626 if you actually look at it. And even those in 1626, it was not that many people allegedly that came imported from Africa. And you don't even know if all those people were African because the Africans sold off the foreigners. And also, there had already been trade of American Indians being sent to Europe and Africa um, and other places, the Caribbean. So those people are being passed around to different places. You said family search is free. Yeah, family search is free, and that's by the Mormons too, based on all the records. If people don't know, Mormon religion is very has genealogy very much engraved in their actual religion. So that's why they're so, and they're pretty much they document a lot. They've documented us a lot. The kind of I don't know what the proper word is. They have an interest in us because quote unquote American Indians are mentioned in their version of their Bible by their I forget what his name is, their Messiah or whatever. So y'all do your research on that. Y'all will see some interesting things. Don't they say dark skinned people are the devil? I haven't seen it myself in the research, but I have heard that, and yeah, y'all got to do your own research on that. They wanted you to do your family research with them. Yeah, it's something with them. They got a kind of an obsession with our genealogy because of their Bible. You said that snake talk. I can't call. I'm sorry, you guys. I got a phone call. They said dark skinned people don't go to heaven. Are you serious? I would, some a religion like that. I don't, I would do my research. That's no offense to them. I'm not sure if that's true or not, and that doesn't sound good to me. So you said the Book of Mormon. I don't know. He said hit the like button. No, Sister Tasha. That was for you Swelty. Swelties. I'd be pronouncing her name wrong. You Westies. There's no evidence or proof to back up with it doesn't exist. Oh, I don't know what y'all talking about. You said I think they believe Indians are the Hebrews. Yeah, I think they do believe that. That's why I tell y'all do your own research. I'm just speculating from based on the people who I knew, went to school with, that were Mormons or whatever. Y'all arguing, y'all arguing in the comments. All right, so we finally finished that list of 1790, and my other list is not working, you guys. I had a whole bunch of stuff on there. Let me try to. I'm gonna try to exit out of the browser and come back. My hair's itching me. All right, y'all don't start that arguing now. I'm about to get country on you. You guys got any questions? Yeah, I meant to do Georgia next, but so much of the Carolinas. I don't know if I want to skip past it. I had a whole bunch of stuff on the Carolinas that I was trying to do, and stuff ain't popping up. Oh goodness. It's not popping up. I'm gonna just restart and I'm gonna talk to y'all for a minute. Y'all laughing. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you're not arguing? Okay, good. Y'all just having a discussion. That's what intelligent people do. Have a discussion about things. You say your family's from Wilkes County. Okay, I don't think Wilkes County existed in 1790. So, a lot of these counties were formed more recently in the 1800s. So, you said you're having a friendly debate between a brother and sister, all love. Okay, that's good. That's what I like to see. Nothing wrong with that. You said Gibson, a surname. What about Gibson? Yes, Gibson. I'm a Gibson from Virginia. Yes, Gibson from Virginia. And Gibsons are related to several other tribes: Nansemons, Apani, Nottaway, um, Chickahominy, Wyanoke, a whole bunch of and other tribes that have been distinct. And that's what goes back to what Frank Speck he was doing. He helped a lot of these tribes, like the Nottaway, um, come back together, resurrect, piece together their history. He actually helped some of them get state and federal recognition with the research that he did. So you said you have Gibson from Texas. Yeah, a lot of people from, like I be telling y'all, a lot of people from Mississippi, Texas, Louisiana. Not everybody, but a lot of them descended from the people that we're speaking of, the people in Virginia and the Carolinas and Georgia. And they migrated over there. What you said, Bowling Green? I know you ain't say Bowling Green. You said the county my mom's people are from in Virginia is the border of North Carolina and used to be part of North Carolina down by Bowling Green area of Virginia. Bowling Green, Virginia is Caroline County. It's not at the border. Maybe you think about a different county. You said so-called black people are mixed with different tribes. Yeah, I think pretty much everybody's mixed with different tribes. I don't think nobody's one straight tribe because y'all genetics would be messed up. So Carolina history is influential for the whole East Coast. Exactly. Virginia and the Carolinas is basically the foundation for genealogy for a lot of the other places. So your people are the Butlers, Browns, Jackson, Thompsons, Spicers, and Smiths. I'm a Brown too. It says Surrey County traced my mom's lineage further and direct descendant from Emperor Wahansanaka on your father's side. Oh, okay. So you said from Surrey. So Surrey had a lot of Nottaway. I'm descended from Wahansanaka too. So hey, cousin. Who said that though? Clem. Yeah, Surrey has a lot. I actually went down to Surrey to the Chiranaka Reservation. And Surrey, around there, that's where Nat Turner and all that stuff happened. If you guys remember. Surrey and Southampton counties. All those counties around each other. You said Mayan. You said you're brown too. Hey, cousin. You said we're Indians leaving the Carolinas between 1850 and 1870. I know your grands were born in Carolina but ended up in Arkansas. Yes, a lot of people were leaving around that time. Um, because a lot of business opportunities had opened up, especially in Mississippi and all those areas in the Gulf. And then between that, the Civil War, so people were fleeing. Uh, the North or the Union Army were telling a lot of enslaved people to leave and to flee the area, that they were free and they can go. So a lot of people were running off, and they had all these camps and different things in the Gulf area where people were staying. And they were working. They had a lot of different jobs on those farms and things down there. So hey, so yeah, do your research on that, and that's why it's good to have a little background in history, so you will know what to look for when you're doing this genealogy. When you come in contact with things like that. You said your mom's side is Durham and Bullock. Okay. Did the Indian Removal Act start in 1830? Um, I can't say I can't say the exact date off the top of my head, but it did start earlier. Start earlier than they usually acknowledge. You said the Carolina Indians were also recruited into the West Indies regiment to fight wars in Africa. That's interesting. I know a lot of them did flee to the West Indies, and West Indian people came over here too. I didn't know about them fighting in Africa. That's very interesting. All right. So you guys got any questions? I've been on here 76 minutes. I think that's enough for today, right? I was trying to bring up the other list, but my computer not acting right. You guys. You said the Georgia Gold Rush. Yeah, not either. A lot of people don't know about the Georgia Gold Rush, and that's what really pushed that removal over the edge because they thought the Indians were sitting on gold, basically. Some of them were. What you meant to say? Oh, okay. Whatever I said. The Buffalo Soldiers were the first military in the Americas. I'm not sure about that. My Brown clan went to Mississippi and New Orleans. Okay, so they probably most definitely was from Virginia then. So look back at the Browns. I'm related to the Browns in Charles City. My grandpapa is related to him. What do you know about the surname Turner? I'm a Turner too from Virginia. Turners, they're related to a lot of the indigenous families related to the Pamunkey, the Mattaponi. There's some Turners down in Louisiana. I already read off the Carolinas of Turner families. So the Turner families are all down the East Coast and the Gulf Coast. I'm not sure about Phillips. I know I see that a lot in Virginia. I'm not exactly sure about the association with the tribes they are. So I can't speak on that. Said Tasha, you are breathtaking, beautiful. Do you know anything about the surname Slaughter? Oh, thank you, Slaughter. Um, Not much. I went to school with some Slaughters in Northern Virginia. I'm not sure. Young, I see that a lot in Virginia. Young is associated with some of the Powhatan tribes. Do you know who the American Indian is on the Bloombach image of five races? Turner related here. Oh, you're Turner too? No, I have no idea. I know what you're talking about though. I don't know. Gray, I'm not exactly sure about Gray either. I have seen that in Virginia, doing research on Virginia. You're looking for Gentry. Yeah, I've seen Gentry in Virginia. So it's really best for you to y'all to start from yourself if you're just starting out and just work your way back. And sometimes you got to what do you call it? Not retrograde. Be active with things. And just like the people on this list here, what you can do if you think you're descended from these people is you can do retro genealogies. So starting from them and then work your way forward to make sure that you match with them or to see if you match with them. And you got to be organized with your genealogy. You can't just be putting stuff on there without evidence. It's good to do everything possible to make that connection. Yes, Dabney. I'm a Dabney in Virginia too, related to the Dabneys. You're trying to find out because you're identical to him and he must be a relative. Identical to who? Oh, I'm not sure. Are you talking about the guy in the drawing? Hmm. Yeah, it's a whole lot of browns, and then there's different browns. I know in Virginia there's browns that's Chris Brown's related to with the Pamonkeys, and then there's other Browns, Charles City Browns, who were infamous free people of color as well. And allegedly, I'm related to both Browns. So you said, what are you talking about? I'm trying to read what y'all saying. You stuck at 1860. Wait a minute, 1826. That's pretty good though, Yolanda. Don't be discouraged. A lot of people can't get past 1870. And for us, they tell us don't even try to look past 1870 because everybody was slaves and the slaves ain't have names and all this, which is not true. Even the enslaved people had names, they had surnames, they had families that they were from, and some of the time the people were not slaves the full time. They either were free before or they became free sometimes. Within, after their contract is up. So don't be discouraged by people telling you, you know, that you can't find something. It's always possible. You got to keep trying, trying, and trying. You said your wife's mother's side is Cherokee. All right, that's interesting. Look at the war files. Yes, look at the war files. They have in the Library of Congress, they have whole volumes of books on the Indian Wars. And a lot of people don't know, especially during the Cherokee Wars in Georgia, a lot of those people who were affected by those wars, they petitioned for reparations. Yes, those people got reparations. The Caucasian people who were living in that area where they were fighting and whatever, if somebody broke a fence or whatever, they petitioned for reparations for the repairs of that fence and the money on top of that. And these people were granted reparations for that. People affected through all those different Indian wars. So y'all can look up those books, I guess, on WorldCat. But I saw the volumes in the Library of Congress. I said Virginia for what? So research. I need to drink some water. Research. So you're looking for Boyd and Goffney. There's Boyds in Virginia and North Carolina. I know of Pamunkey Boyd from Virginia. There's also Boyds in North Carolina too. Look in the war veterans name files. Right, that's a good place to look, Redskin. And like I was telling them earlier, fold3.com and the National Archives has a lot of the military records that will help you break brick walls. Even if you can't find maiden names and all this, like I said, look through the male siblings if you're looking for female information sometimes, and vice versa. Do you recall the name Danglebin? No, I don't, and that it seems like a unique name. So when you're doing research, it should be a lot easier to find information on that surname because it's kind of unique. You said Blackman was a made-up name. No, I said it could possibly be. I'm not sure. You said Saxon and Best. Yes, I heard Best in Virginia. Yeah, so like I said, don't take my word. Even if I said it was made up name, I don't know. I'm not for certain on that one. So it's good to look that up and double check it, especially if that's your surname. All I know is Mars Blackman, Spike Lee's character, you know, for the Jordan commercials. I'm not that familiar with black men like that. I knew a couple, I said known a couple in Virginia, though. I don't really know the history of that surname. But it's good to ask these questions, and just get people, ask other people too, and see what their opinion, have they heard of it. It's good that when you're doing genealogy, it's good to ask around certain information. And I found a lot of cousins that way, asking information about my genealogy or putting information out about my genealogy or looking at their information about genealogy and just connecting. He said, I got a coworker in the Carolinas. His last name is Black, and he looked like my uncles from the Carolinas. That's interesting. I think we read off Black on the Carolina list too. Looking for McIntyres, Wright, Law, Lawrence, and Oliver's. So we went over McIntyre, Wright, and Lawrence, excuse me, on the first North Carolina video that came after the Virginia one. And I don't know if I labeled that one Virginia. I'm gonna have to go back and relabel it because I keep telling people to look at the Virginia one, and I don't think I put Virginia on there. So yes, there was Owens on the North Carolina. Do we have to fill out a SF 181 or any paperwork? Um, I don't know. I'm against the paperwork pimping. I don't think it's necessary. If you guys feel like that's what you need to do, then go ahead and do it. But I would do my due diligence and research on it before, because that form, unless you're doing tribal trust and things dealing with the tribe and your nation, like some of the chiefs do, it might not be necessary for you because it's not really going to do anything besides change your status to the government. And it's mostly for government workers. If you look up that form, it's mostly for people who work for the government. So I don't work for the government, so I don't need to fill that out. Maybe, somebody else might. Yeah, I'm not the person to go to for legal information. That's why I tell you guys to research. Because I'm not, law is like Greek to me. So don't ask me no law questions. Unless you're talking about historical stuff that I can remember when that law came to be or something. Do they have facts or records for the early 1800s? What type of records do they have? Yes, they do. And a good source for these places, if you're related to people from Virginia, if you heard these surnames, related to people from Virginia, North and South Carolina, even Delaware, they had Maryland. They have these records on this website called freeafricanamericans.com. And the website is based on a series or 2 volumes of books by an author named, oh goodness, why his name is Paul Min. I can't, I'm gonna have to look it up. My brain today is, I'm just thinking about the surnames. But anyways, freeafricanamerica.com is based on 2 volumes of books, and those books cost hundreds of dollars each. So he's married to a melanated woman who's descended. She's indigenous and descended from these families. So we kind of encouraged him to do this genealogy work. Now, before we had Ancestry.com and these databases for, FamilySearch.org, this man had to go to all these county courthouses, county clerks, all these different places to assemble this information. And basically, what he did, he has this big, basically a database of the free families of color in these areas. And like I said, they like to tell us that our genealogy stops at 1870, but he has documented a lot of free people of color and also formerly enslaved people on these records. So a lot of our families, the Browns, we have our whole Brown genealogy on there pretty much. Other families are on there, Andersons, different families are on there as well. So what are my thoughts on the upcoming census? Well, I mean, if you're living in this area, the census will help. Basically, what it does is fund your district, and also it's going to solidify information for your descendants. So basically, when your descendants do genealogy, you'll be documented, and it's important to document yourself as American Indian or your tribe's name. You don't want to be what do you call it? Mislabeled. So my brain is gone. Let me get some ginger ale. Ginger ale heals everything, right? But yeah, you don't want to be mislabeled. So it's important to document yourself in the census as yourself, not as what they want you to put down. Okay. And that money from those censuses is going to help fill these potholes, which I know I need in my area, and things like that. Okay. Goes to the schools and stuff if your children go to the schools, public and private. And it also helps fund these nonprofits and stuff that help. If they know a lot of quote unquote American Indian people live in the area, it's going to fund nonprofits that help us, you know, in whatever type of way. So y'all do your research on that. Don't take what I'm saying as set in stone. Right. Say you're American Indian, not Native American. You are right, Yardy. And that's important because the American Indians are on the treaties and in the legal is the legal term for us. Okay. No African Americans on no type of treaties. You got to set that clear. Y'all have some good conversations in here. I can't see it. I can't see everything. Yeah, potholes are terrible in Virginia. I'm telling y'all, Virginia, DC, Maryland, potholes are crazy. They'll mess your car up. Like they even went to the point, I think, in DC that you can call in a pothole, and if they mess your car up, the district has to pay for the repairs. That's how bad it is. So they have like a hotline to report potholes. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. You lost two tires. What? You better file a claim. File a claim. Said my new Indian name is Red Bull because I'm red brown and I'm a Taurus. All right, y'all. I've been on here 92 minutes, and it's a long time. You guys got any more questions? We're gonna have to come back next week with finally finish off Carolinas because it's a lot. But I know you guys need it because it's helping a lot of you. So, African American is color of law, which means you're claiming to be their property. Yeah, I don't like that term. So time flies. Another 92 minutes to go. You can come back and y'all might have to come back and do the replay and listen to these names again. Cause y'all know I've been cutting up today. All right, no problem, Tony. Is it the Library of Congress or is it hard to maneuver through? No, the Library of Congress. Well, I'm not telling the truth about that one. It is kind of hard because you feel like you got to go up and down. You got to go up, down. You got to go down this winding hallway. It's like you're in a secret bat cave. Secret in well, you actually are in secret in coves, not secrets, but they are in coves. You got to go down this hall, up these stairs, down these stairs, up the elevator, this and that. Then when you get in there, you got to go to the bathroom. You got to go up the elevator, down the hall. So if you go there, don't use the bathroom before you go in, and don't bring water because it's if you got to go bathroom really bad, it's not good because they don't have. The thing is, they don't want people to steal the books because they're so expensive. So they don't even have a bathroom on the floor, and they refuse to build one because they think people are gonna stuff the books down the pants or something. And you can't even, yeah, you can't even bring big bags. You can't bring book bags. You can't have big purses or anything because they don't want people to steal. You can't wear big coats. So you gotta, when you come in, you gotta check in your coats. You gotta check in your purses, your book bags, and all that stuff. But they have some good information in there, especially in the end coves. What I suggest you do is you talk to the people at the desk, and they were very willing to help you find stuff. Yeah, I took pictures. The video that I have, of the book Americas is from there. I took video and pictures in there. They kind of encourage you to take pictures because the people there are very helpful. They have printers, but they charge you to take photocopies. So they say, please have your phone. They'll tell you like, please have your phone recorded, video, take pictures. Because it saves you money, right? And then they don't want people to mess up the pages trying to photocopy and all that stuff. So, did you know? Do you know if a lot of American Indians were Mason? I hear a lot of people say their grandparents were Masons. I'm not one, so I wouldn't be the best person to answer that, but I've heard that as well. Um, and a lot of people say that the actual masonry originated here. So you had to do your own research. I don't know about it, so I can't speak of it. I'm not associated with it. Can you bring your phone? Yes, they encourage you to bring your phone. You just got to cut the ringer off, and you can't take phone calls because everybody is so like you can drop a pin in there. It's like it'll be like 50 people in there, and you can still drop a pin. It's so quiet, but they want you to have your phone. So if you're going like in the summertime, I usually have like my small crossover bag or like a little wristlet. Do you know what I'm talking about? Guys, y'all can just put stuff in your pocket, but just don't bring much because the energy in there is kind of stale. Some if y'all understand energy, and it's kind of smothering and hard. So you're gonna be out of energy very quick. You're gonna burn out quick doing research in there. So it's good not to be. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's good not to be carrying a lot of stuff around and be bag lady, all this stuff. So yeah. But they have the volumes, like I said, of these records. They have a whole volumes of the Choctaw Freemen I see in there, Cherokee War records. Like I said, the Cherokee Wars. They have a whole bunch of records dealing with indigenous people, and just the genealogy of these states, North Carolina, Virginia. They got whole books on that in there. So it's worth the trip. I would say, like I was telling the other person about going to Mexico, plan it out first. Like I said, that energy, like you be hyped up and you get in there, you're like, yes, I'm gonna do all this and that, and then it's like, whoo, just like somebody put a blanket over your head and just held you still for. Once you go in there, you'll understand what I'm saying. You want to do so much, but the pace in there moves so slow. The energy is slow. You said you felt some evil energy. It's not really evil energy at this Library of Congress. It's smothering. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's not evil though. It's very still. Yeah. You said Mason lodges and black churches were meeting grounds for the tribe. Exactly. A lot of the tribes, like the black, quote unquote, black churches, if you look in Virginia and other places, the churches are named after the tribes. We had the Mattaponi Baptist Church, Pamunkey Baptist Church. They have a whole Mattaponi Baptist Church association, different, Islam, all these different tribes that are have churches named after them. So the people will be able to be comfortable coming there and speak their language and everything. And y'all know I'm gonna do a video on this, but a lot of those church dances ain't nothing but the Indian dances. Some of you already know that. You said wood takers. Yeah, wood takers was on the Carolina and Virginia, I believe. And then some of the churches have our genealogy too. If you get that far back and you get stuck, you might want to contact your family church to see what they have. They have baptism records. People used to write genealogy in the family Bible, so a lot of people find that. You said Kehaki Church. Yeah, exactly. The churches are named after the tribes, and they have records. If you look, even the Library of Congress has some of these books that have the actual church records, and they'll tell you who attended the church. And some of the people were just written down as colored, quote unquote, but they were Indian or indigenous people. Grateful for the knowledge because I was told grandparents spoke another language to each other. Yeah, they would speak in the church and they were speaking code. They used pig Latin and things, speak backwards. So they can get certain messages out to each other. And they had community meetings. They also had school in the churches too. They had schools. All right, you guys. So I've been on here 100 minutes. So I think I need to get off. My energy is feeling like I'm in the Library of Congress right now. It has nothing to do with y'all. It's just my energy right now. But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for asking all these questions and leaving these beautiful comments. You said that's why the Klan burned down the churches to steal our land and family Bibles. You're exactly right. And they burned down the courthouses too, you guys. But a lot of that information, people still knew it. Some of the stuff that was recovered. So y'all got to keep digging. Don't be discouraged by them saying that these counties burned, because now they got all these volumes of books coming out about the burnt county records and stuff. So keep looking. Thank you, Lunar. You have a great day too. All right, guys. So please like the video, like y'all been saying. I like that y'all telling people to like the video. Share it out, please, and leave comments after the video. If y'all got any more questions, you can leave comments below afterwards. And I'm gonna try to get back here next week so we can get back on it and help you guys with your questions. And in the Puritan language for goodbye, we say Ana. So Ana.